Hello everyone and welcome to my Friday Reads video. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you the books that I'm currently reading and the books that I hope to be reading this weekend. So the first book that I am currently reading is Smoke by Dan Valletta. Absolutely gorgeous cover, as you can see. I was contacted by Rebecca at Orion Publishing asking if I wanted to review this book, and the press release made it sound amazing, so I said yes. It was described kind of as a cross between Harry Potter and the His Dark Materials trilogy by Philip Pullman, which is a series that I am most ashamed that I haven't even touched, but I do have all three of them, so I will be picking them up at some point. This is about a world where your sin kind of comes out of you in the form of smoke and stains your clothes with something called soot. So under interrogation, it's very, very difficult to hide anything you might be trying to hide because everyone can see it. It just involuntarily comes out of you and your clothes are stained black. But it's a little bit more than that because it kind of has a Dickensian, Victorian workhouse kind of feel to it. It's very, very odd and incredibly unique, very unlike anything I've ever read before. I'm about 15% into it, so I've still got a hell of a long way to go with it, but it's so interesting, and somehow Dan Valletta has managed to merge historical fiction, fantasy and dystopian. It's set in a Victorian style boys boarding school where everything is very, very strict. There's a very kind of cold harshness to the whole environment of the story, and I'm guessing that the main characters, the two main boys, Thomas and Charlie, may they do have some kind of hidden darkness within them. Certainly Thomas does, and I think they're going to be on a journey to find out what the origin of the smoke is and why this happens and things like that. So it sounds like a very unique historical fantasy kind of story, and as I said, it's unlike anything I've ever heard of before, so I'm excited to get to the end of it, and obviously I will give it a review once I have. So yeah. The next book I am currently reading, and I will be finishing this today, and that is You're the One That I Want by Giovanna Fletcher. I've got about 100 pages left to go on this, and it is a kind of light, fluffy, cheesy chick lit about a love triangle between three best friends, two boys, Robert and Ben, and a girl called Maddie. And at the start, we are at Robert and Maddie's wedding. Obviously, Ben is the best man, and it goes right back to when they met when they were 9 years old. Robert and Ben were already best friends, and Maddie was the new girl at school, and they kind of adopted her, and they became this inseparable, terrible threesome. And it goes through the chapters, so there's chapters between when they're 9 years old, and then there's chapters when they're 16, there's chapters when they're 18, chapters when they're 21, so it goes all through primary school, teenage years, uni. Leaving uni is the point where I've got to at the moment, so and it's all about the dramas and the difficulties that go on romantically between the three of them. It is very, very light and fluffy, as I said, and it is pretty cheesy, I'm not gonna lie, but and there is kind of little immaturities to it, but I have really enjoyed it. I've read most of it in one sitting yesterday, actually. I read about almost 200 pages of it just in one 2-hour sitting. So it is the kind of book that's addictive, I will say that. But it's the kind of genre that I feel like may be kind of a guilty pleasure for me, I guess. And this is my first Giovanna Fletcher book, and I do have 2 more to read after this, and I haven't been put off reading them because I do actually really like her style. Very relatable characters, I have to say that. A lot of this situation did remind me of my own life. Some of the characters reminded me of people that I know, so it does have that about it, and I am looking forward to finishing it because I am rooting for one of the guys in particular, and I'm a little bit worried about him at the moment, but I'm hoping at the end, things will come good for him and he will be okay with these situations. So yeah. And the book that I hope to be starting this weekend is Linger by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Walls of Mercy Falls trilogy. I've just not long ago finished Shiver, the first book. it is a kind of, it does remind me of Twilight a little bit, which really, really annoys me because I hated Twilight, as most of you all know, but I do prefer it to Twilight, so that's really, really good. It is a kind of, I don't want to label it as a werewolf version of Twilight, because obviously there are werewolves in Twilight, but it's more, there's no vampires involved in this, basically. But I am wanting to finish the trilogy. I am enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed Twilight. So, as I said, this is the second book, and I am going to be starting this either tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah, that is that. And that is all I have for you for this Friday Reads video. What are you guys currently reading? What are you up to this weekend? I will leave all my social media down below as normal. You are now free to go back to your Pokemon Go if you are so inclined, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.